Hello, good afternoon. I'm very emotional, right? I want to honor every one of you who's here today for being here just by turning up. And probably somebody forced you to be here, and you should be grateful because it means that they love you, right? So say thank you to the one who invited you here. So I want to start a story that actually just happened recently. A few months ago, I actually decided to resign from a job that I once prayed for. Who wants to resign here? If you can now, somebody's raising their hands. And yes, I did. So for 15 years, I worked as a nurse, and most recently in the emergency department. And becoming an ED nurse was actually a dream come true for me. If you have worked in the emergency, you know what it means. Who's been to the emergency department and waited for 6 hours? Any one of you? Okay. So you show up when people are having the worst days of their lives. We make decisions under pressure. And we also carry responsibility that truly matters. And I love it, to be honest. But why did I resign? Nursing is one of the most noble professions in the world. But if we are honest, anyone nurses here? Can you raise your hand? Nurses, I honor you guys. We love our job. But if we have to be honest, it's also intense. And it can be very exhausting. I remember going home just like, I would say, I've used all my energy at work already. So after many years, I decided, okay, I'm going to make this big decision. Why? And I also asked myself this question, what if we could build a life differently? Not the 9 to 5 or for nurses, the shift works. The night shift that I don't really want to do, but I have to. Right? What if we could do work that compounds? So I want to share to you these two words that I want you to remember because this is the word in anatomy. Compounding and leveraging. So if you go home today, please remember those two words. Okay? What is it? And these are two words that would truly build wealth. So what if we could actually create leverage and freedom? Not just another day at work, not just another shift. So that really led me to Atomy. Because as a nurse, I also built other businesses. But at the same time, my favorite is actually Atomy. Why? So I'm going to share. So last December, I achieved Sharon Rose Master. And I would say it wasn't easy. It was a teamwork for sure. And it was very emotional for all of us. And I love every step of the journey here because it's really about teamwork. At the end of the Mastership Challenge, I went to Europe to spend time with my sisters. And I remember finishing the Mastership Challenge at the airport. I was like making orders, talking to my Dallas, and she's even laughing here because she knows who it is. I was like, okay, this business actually really works anywhere. Like we truly have this platform that we have the freedom to be anywhere but still working. And if I have to compare, like for if you have traditional business, I always tell my partners who got other businesses, so if I get $100,000 order today, it's not a problem. I don't have to order it or deliver it. Atomy will do it for me. That's when I realized that this business is actually working while I am living my life. And after the mastership, I sat down, I was in Europe, and totaled my commission. And it was for the first time I paused and I'm like, oh, it reached $10,000. And I'm like, to achieve that income as a nurse, I really have to work so hard. So now I define what's working hard. If you're a nurse, you know literally what's working hard, right? And Atomy, is it hard work? Yes, it is. When I do some facial session, sit down and have coffee with my business partners and encourage them to actually say, hey, self-love is not selfish, right? Because a lot of women right now don't really have time for ourselves. And I remind them, do you tell me that you work for 8 to 10 hours, but then you go home and you don't have 10 minutes for yourself. But of course, that $10,000 commission did not happen overnight. It did not start there. It actually started with $80, maybe 78, depending on the conversion. One small cycle. But we stayed consistent. You work tirelessly, and every time I do the work, sometimes I will go home late, but I get home and I'm so happy because I know what I'm working for right now will compound. Yes, we took risks. It took me so long to realize that Atomy is worth investing my time, effort, and of course, resources as well. Because I slowly see that dollar compound. It's going to compound if you stay consistent. It really showed me something that's very important about this system. Because here's the truth. Atomy will give us more than we give it. And I want to repeat that. Atomy will give us more than we give it. When you commit to the process, when you support your team, when you stay consistent even if it's slow, the system begins to reward you in ways you never expected. And I'm sure our Imperial Master here have experienced that. So the system will reward us eventually. Because many of us here came from jobs that demanded everything from us. For me being an ED nurse, my time, my energy, and sometimes our health. I see people working so hard at the expense of their health because they have to be there. They have to work long hours. But what we're really looking for is not just income. We're actually looking for opportunity, for growth, for a better way to live life. So today my mission is simple. To actually encourage women that, hey, it's not too late to reinvent yourself. I am 40 years old, and a lot of, especially nurses or other profession, you feel like, oh, it's too late to start something. Well, the good thing with Atomy is that you don't have to give up your career to start this business. This is actually the business for busy people. You can build this business without resigning. You can do this business not separately, but just making it part of your daily conversation. You see someone have pimples, or you see someone looking tired. You're like, I'm here to solve your problem. I got some solutions. And if you love Atomy, and you're glowing, and you feel healthier, and you're not sharing it, you know that you're actually selfish. Do you know that? So don't be selfish, please. Don't be selfish. Because if you're hesitating to share about Atomy, we know how good it is, how good the products are, the system, there's no capital, it's a low risk, it's a high potential business, then why do you hesitate to share it? So for me, it's really about our inner game. Like inside you, and you just have to fight that. Sometimes the bravest decision you will ever make is to walk away from the life that you prayed for, so you can build a life that multiplies your time, your impact, and your freedom. And I want to thank my team, my sponsors, Sportive Jacob, my business partners, not just business partners, but actually friends turned family. And I want to honor them all for doing the hard work, for sticking to the system, and right now seeing each other's faces because we just see each other in Zoom meetings. It's such a beautiful journey together. And this is going to be forever, guys. And the beauty is that as we stick in Atomy for many years, we become younger and younger. So we're so grateful, and thank you so much. This is your new Sharon Rose Master, Crestine Carson.